Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back with your daily crypto news and analysis. And today, we are going to be talking about Ripple and XRP as well as the vast majority of crypto and finance. And guys, I want to just dive in real quick and really kind of talk about price action within the space. In my opinion, over the next couple days, this market is going to look extremely different. And as we do look at XRP today, we are seeing it up roughly 7% while the rest of the market is just trailing sideways or down. And it's kind of comical, right? Everyone expected XRP to be trading at, 30 cents again. And oh, look at, the news barely even broke $1 on XRP. So that means XRP is just going to continue to sell off. I actually think that this is not the case, right? I think that, and I said it recently in a video as well, I was like, we could still see 50 to like 56 cents on XRP, or we could already have had our bottom put in on XRP here and creating a new floor while we range sideways and kind of just slowly gain a little bit more in value, breaking over that high from the 13th. And it seems as though we're looking to try to re-break that high and continue even higher. And I strongly believe that we will see $1 XRP over the course of the next couple days. If everything aligns perfectly, this is not going to be the stopping point either. I believe that we could very well see almost $2 plus with a possible break of the all-time high in the very short term. That does not mean go out and FOMO everything into XRP. I'm just saying that XRP looks extremely bullish right now. And also, mind you, everything is aligning perfectly for this market as well. I think that crypto over the next couple months is going to be very, very exciting. Leading all the way up until 2024, this market, in my opinion, is primed. Now, let's talk about long term. Let's talk about generational wealth, the trillions that are coming into the space. Going all the way back to the end of May, I put a tweet out over on Twitter and I said, not everyone will win in this game. And whether or not you believe it, listen, not everyone will be winners. There needs to be losers in order to have winners. And the case is that, listen, many will be shaken out. Many are looking at XRP and saying, I'm selling immediately at $2. I'm selling immediately at the all-time high. I'm selling immediately at $5. You get the picture, right? Most people won't hold long-term to see the actual utility prices put in stone. I said, you hear the statement, trillions are coming, when talking about XRP, XDC, XLM, etc. The truth is that trillions are coming, but not as quick as some may think. Many will lose simply because of time, and patience is the largest shakeout method for retail. Many aren't willing to put in the time to achieve the results. It's simple. Health and fitness, most quit before seeing results. Building a company, most quit before putting in the time and effort. Investments, most sell before making a major return because it didn't happen fast enough. You get the picture. Retail is tied to psychological time constraints. It's the number one reason why we have meme coins and why they become so popular, because things happen fast. The truth is, it's endless game of you versus time. And the facts are, time always wins. At the end of the day, we don't have enough time. So don't mess up your opportunities by being impatient. And the thing is that generational wealth is going to happen in this space. I strongly believe it. I've talked about it many times, and here you guys have Rosie Rios talking about intergenerational wealth transfer. Shout out to RizXRP for this. It is a little bit of an older video, but you know what? This thing, I still remember this video like it was yesterday, because it really did speak extreme volumes to those that can see the vision here. Listen closely.
When you think about the intergenerational wealth transfer that's going to go on, what do you think about?
Yeah. Well, first of all, thanks for having me. And if you're only thinking about it now, you're behind the 8 ball. The train has left the station. I keep saying that, and it's absolutely true, especially when it comes to this topic. So what people need to realize about intergenerational wealth is it's already happening, right? So we're talking about so the boomers, which is my generation, we have the most discretionary income. But this next generation, basically, the millennials, although it's pretty much anyone born in the mid-90s and later, are going to inherit this opportunity to really think about investments in a totally different way. So when you think about those generations, so technically, the millennials or anyone born between 1980 and 1996. But again, look, my son's 26, my daughter's 21. I call them the Robin Hood investor, right? But in reality, these are kids who grew up with the internet, right? So anyone who's grown up with the internet, they see the world as very flat. It's no longer what they're taught at home, what they're taught in the classroom. It's what they see. It's what they've learned, the good, the bad, and the ugly of the internet. They're very tech savvy, they're very confident, but they don't have the experience that perhaps a lot of wealth managers, financial analysts, managers, etc. need to really understand how to think about their investments. So for me, it was very important that I get into their heads. My daughter's 21, my son is 26. When I left the Obama administration in 2016, after serving both terms, I studied these kids, I call them kids, for 2 years at Harvard. And I really wanted to understand kind of the social, political, economic way that they think and how they behave. And for them, it's kind of this one and done world, right? It's set it and forget it. Right. Technology means everything to them. They're very, very confident, they're very progressive, and they're very savvy. But again, they lack a lot of the world experience that my generation still has. So even here now in this economic downturn, this unprecedented economic downturn, this is where, in my opinion, the wealth management industry has a huge opportunity. It's no longer about taking them out to golf and buying them dinner. It's really kind of thinking about how to use technology and information in a totally different way. So if you're not already on their app, on their phone, and that's how they access information, if you're not already there, you're behind. You're behind.
And I think that's great that she's talking about, the access to information, or even just talking about technology itself. When we really kind of look at this, right? Yeah, this is already happening. Just like she said, it's already happening. This generational wealth transfer. As we do look at this, crypto, I strongly believe that crypto is an industry, an asset class, if you will, that will boom to trillions and trillions and trillions of dollars in value over the course of the next couple years. This space is going to have a wave of capital flooding into it through tokenization, digitalization as well. This is all happening right now. We're starting to see the big picture coming into place. It's funny because I seen Citi. Right? Citi had this document. This is a 162-page document talking about money, tokens, and games. Blockchain's next billion users and trillions in value. This is from March of this year. As we do scroll down to just the first page of this, check this out. Money, tokens, and games. Blockchain's next billion users and trillions in value. Can you always spot disruptive innovation? When we hear the story of how the invention of the automobile hastened the demise of buggy whip companies, we often question why the disruptive potential of gas-powered cars wasn't noticed. In the modern era, most people buying digital cameras in the 1990s would have scoffed at the idea that in a few years' time, we would all be carrying around cameras in our mobile phones. As we look at this statement, it's extremely important to understand that to us, we look at crypto and we're like, this makes sense, right? We look at crypto and we're like, wow, the efficiency is tied to this. Like, why isn't everyone utilizing crypto yet? And it's just the same with any other major disruptive innovation. Most people don't see it initially, and then all at once it happens. And those that seen it, those that were a part of it, well, guess what? You were right on with history. You are now a part of history. As we look at crypto, those that will become extremely wealthy and have generational wealth, you will see it through the adoption of crypto and blockchain. There is a massive amount of money out there waiting on the sidelines. There's a massive amount of money that will come into spaces like crypto, for example, over the course of the next couple of years, simply because of how early we are. It's essentially like the internet. It's essentially like any other major innovation out there. except on a much larger scale. And why do I say on a much larger scale? Well, it's very simple. I had a conversation with someone the other day and I was talking to them about stocks. And they said, why don't you hold Tesla? Why don't you hold Nvidia? Why don't you hold Microsoft? And I'm just like, well, why would I hold these companies' stocks when these companies will be utilizing blockchain technology? It makes sense. Why would I be holding these stocks when, we are already starting to see Google and Amazon and, all these other big companies jumping in on tokenization, on blockchain technology, trying to digitalize their workflows? I would rather invest in the underlying technology rather than invest in the company that is utilizing the technology. It just makes sense. The potential for tokenization via blockchain has been talked about as being transformative for the past few years, but we are not quite at that point of mass adoption. And no, we're not. Unlike automobiles or more recent innovations like ChatGPT or the metaverse, blockchain is a back-end infrastructure technology. That's crucial to know. Back-end infrastructure technology. Without a prominent consumer interface, making it harder to visibly see how it could be innovative. And again, this is why most people don't realize what's actually happening here. We are seeing a massive game-changing innovation happen before our eyes. This is huge. This is a huge game changer. And I'm telling you guys right now, if you are awake to this idea, if you understand this idea, then you will make it out of this space extremely wealthy. Extremely wealthy. And we do see down here, but we believe we are approaching an inflection point where the promised potential of blockchain will be realized and be measured in billions of users and trillions of dollars in value. Successful adoption will be when blockchain has 1 billion plus users who don't even realize they are using the technology. This is a quote that I've utilized many times in the past on this channel. Mass adoption of blockchain is not people making payments with these tokens. They're utilizing these tokens without even realizing it. This is likely to be driven by the adoption of CBDCs, by large central banks, as well as tokenized assets in gaming and blockchain-based payments on social media. By 2030, up to $5 trillion of CBDCs could be circulating in major economies in the world, half of which could be could be linked to DLT. Tokenization of financial and real-world assets could be the killer use case driving blockchain's breakthrough, with tokenization expected to grow by a factor of 80x in private markets and reach up to almost $4 trillion by 2020 or by 2030. And yeah, like as we do look at this, like I'm telling you right now, we are going to see a massive wave of adoption and capital flooding into crypto. Here you guys have blockchain, the opportunity and the addressable need. Billions of users. Check this out. This is crazy. CBDCs could be used by 2 to 4 billion users globally by 2030, 50% of which could be DLT linked. With over 3 billion gamers currently, we expect 50 million to 100 million could be Web3 users by 2025, with estimates rising as Web2 hits include tokens. Also, art and collectibles, NFTs, and digital collectibles could create new paths for content creators and unlock new monetization opportunities. I mean, everything happening around this space is so crucial to pay attention to. There is hundreds and hundreds of trillions of dollars out there that is still left unaccountable for. Because again, when we look at what's happening around blockchain and around crypto, it is only a matter of time until we start to see the flood happen. It is something so obvious to me, yet most people don't realize it. When you look at tokenization, when you look at, digitalization, this is a trend that is only going to continue from here on out. You look at XRP. The funny thing about XRP is that I've talked about XRP many times in the past. One of the biggest things that I mentioned around XRP is most people don't realize the actual value tied to XRP. They don't get it. When you look at XRP and what it's doing, it's changing the way that value is moved and even settled, and ultimately even created through tokenization. When you have Ripple pioneering it to institutions, and then you tie this to the XRP ledger through retail-driven use cases, and then you have tokenization for consumers, businesses, enterprises, all of this tied back to one network and ecosystem, it is something so special. The value here is so large, and I cannot wait until the future. Like I said, this is happening already. We're starting to see it slowly happen. Over the course of the next couple years, though, things are going to change, and it's going to be a rapid change. I would argue within the next 2 to 5 years, this space could very well be valued at tens of trillions of dollars in market cap. So with that being said, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe, turn notifications on. If you guys have more free content, you guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord down in the description below. Others, it's up to you all. Have a beautiful day or beautiful night wherever you guys are in this beautiful world. That's been Nick. Peace out, guys.